Hello, hello, Chalking Chicks. This is Grace here at Couture with the Comfy Nest, and I'm getting ready to do a Watts of Love Wednesday project. I'm going to be working with some pumpkin cutouts. Right now, bear with me as I'm cutting sheets of paper so that we can add names to the prize basket. That's what these are all about. Little slips so I can add names to the prize basket. The way that works is, as I'm live, and you guys are doing that, we get more viewers. The more viewers, the more names go in the prize basket, and I choose them randomly from the comments. So make sure that you say hello. I'm gonna put these aside for now, although I'm sure we'll need them. They'll be close by. I'm gonna use our pumpkin cutouts. Have you guys seen these? You get a pack of 2. You know, we have the deer cutout, and I did the little deer the other day. Oh, they're right behind me. Well, where did I put them? Where are my little deer? I don't know. I don't know where I put them. Oh, I know, they're up there. I put them up there. I got my little deer. Those are the new cutouts, the deer, and I did design those a few days ago. We also have our pumpkins. These are hefty, you guys. They're made out of the same wood, so it's like a white pallet wood. It does have a beautiful grain to it. They're really thick. I think they're 3/4 of an inch thick. Let's check to be sure. Oh, yep, 3/4 of an inch thick. They're white on both sides, and they do have the logo on the bottom. Not that that matters, but I'm going to design both of these, and I'm going to make them available. So I'm donating them, making them available as a set. So the way this works is I donate the items, and I ask one of the live viewers to claim the items by making a donation to Watts of Love. So your donation is basically buying the item that I'm creating. So I'm looking for today a $15 donation for the 2. These are, if you look toward the back of the book, you'll see here are pumpkin cutouts right there. They're in the back of the book. I'm trying to point, but everything's backwards to me. So they're in the back of the book. They sell for $12.99. From my chalk site. You can buy them that way and create a set for yourself, or you can grab this pair that I'm going to create today. I'm going to make them black and white. They're going to be very farmhousey looking, and I think I want one. I like the stems to be going different directions, so I'm going to get started because I'm going to paint them actually. I'm going to paint them black, and then we're going to chalk on them with white. Oh, Barb, I'm so glad to hear you say that. Thank you for being here. You're so sweet. That's a really, really kind, encouraging comment. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, Barb says I'll donate. So Barb's claiming these for a $15 donation. Well, thank you, my dear. Yes, and any of you who are moved to help, Watts of Love is it's a nonprofit that Couture has committed to and works with. And we have committed to the country of Malawi, and the company brings their $50. They cost $50 for each solar powered lamp that they give, and they give them to the families. These lamps will last them 10 years, and it helps them to save about 30% of their salary that they're using to buy kerosene to burn and to buy candles. They're going to be able to save that and use it for a good investment in the future. So thank you, Miss Barb, for taking on the donation today. So I'm going to paint these. I'm painting them black. I'm going to chalk on them with white. They're going to be darling. Barb, I have a bunch of different ribbons or things that I could tie to the top that I'll let you decide when we get to that point what you want on them. Oh, yay. She says, I've wanted some of these pumpkins for a long time. Whoop, whoop. Hey, Miss Donna. Hello, hello. Thanks for being here. Okay, I need a paintbrush, so I'm going to grab my paintbrush. And I didn't grab any tin foil or anything. Let me see if I have, oh, I have a plate that I've used. I have a plate that I used recently. I'm going to grab this. I'm so frugal, you guys, right out of the garbage. I used black the other day. This is completely dry, so I'm just going to use it again because that's just kind of how I roll. I need to make more room on my table. All right, these are going to be super cute. Hello, Miss Heather. Heather, I have your fragrance pods on my desk for you. I just need to get it together, girl. I'm hoping I could drop them off to you today, or if you're at work, let me know. I'm hoping I can drop them off when I bring Lynn into football. So let me know. I'm going to paint these. You know what? I want a different brush. I don't want that brush. It's too big. It's too big. It's too big. Let's go this one. This one's about 3/4 of an inch or a 1/2 inch where the other one was 3/4. Let's see if I have any more luck with this one. I might have to do 2 coats of paint. Now listen, you can paint with your chalk paste. You can use it to paint, and some ladies do. I have done it before, but this is, you know, the pumpkins, especially the big one, it kind of has a bit of a surface to it. So you'd be using a lot of your chalk paste, and I would prefer to use my acrylic paints for that rather than using the chalk paste it's a special formula that's erasable for our chalkboards. So it's pricier than using acrylic paints. So I'm going to paint this with acrylic paint, and then we're going to chalk with the Shimmer Frost right on it. And this is coming back in stock today. If you guys aren't members of the VIP Customer Lounge, get in there. It's a free group. It's just my customer group. There's over 1,000 people, and they're super active. They love to share their projects and ask questions, get questions answered, to be inspired by each other, that kind of thing. And I got black paint on me. I do the product updates in there. So when there's a new, when there's a new launch or when there's a restock, which has been happening a lot lately, things have been restocked because such inventory challenges for everyone. Chalk Couture is not immune to that, getting their inventory in a timely manner. So they're restocking as quickly as they can. And today there are 50 items that get restocked. Shimmer Frost and Shimmer Shadow are both being restocked today. It's at 4 p.m. Central, so Central Standard Time. If you are Mountain, I think that would be for you 3 p.m. If you're Eastern, that would be 5 p.m. if I'm doing that right. But I know it's 4 p.m. Central. These things are going to get restocked. The double-sided box frames, the 5x5 and the 5x7s, are coming back, and the door tags. So if you've been eyeing up some of these things and you just haven't had a chance to get them yet, today's your day. Today's your day. I don't know if the things will, if there's enough inventory so that they don't go out of stock again. I don't know that answer. So I would say if you've been wanting them and you've been waiting, try to get on right away today, because everybody's been waiting for these things, and I have a feeling they're going to go rather quickly. The Be Merry kit that I made that available in the VIP Customer Lounge, and I'm doing a free workshop. So it's going to be in the VIP Customer Lounge, the workshop, with the Be Merry kit. It's a bundle. You make a banner, and it's so cute. It's so darling. It's a Christmas theme, holiday theme. That is restocking today, and when it sells out, they are retiring it. They are not producing any more of them. So I have 6 left. So you can either get them from me, or you can get them on the chalk site today when the restock happens, okay? The workshop I'm doing is on October 13th, I believe, at 11 a.m. I created an event for you guys so that you could keep track of that and get any updates on that if anything changes, which I don't think it will. I will teach you guys, whoever buys that kit, either from my chalk site or from me directly, I will be doing that workshop live so that you guys can follow along and create it alongside me, which I think is going to be super fun. Super-de-duper-de fun. Okay, I might have to add, I've got a pretty darn good coat, even for apple barrel paint. So I got a pretty darn good coat. I'm going to let that sit for a minute and get working on this guy. And I probably will add a little bit more to that. Let me check. I'm going to grab the comments. I didn't do that yet. I can see comments up here where I'm recording, where I'm broadcasting from, but I have not grabbed them down here, and it's easier for me to see here for my old eyes to see. So just give me a second while I try to figure out where to find this. And if Facebook's going to be nice to me and let me get this done. I'm sorry for that interruption. Did you guys just have a delay, like I froze up for a second? My hubby was trying to call me. I said, Deni, I'm hanging out with the girls. He knows that I go live And usually when I kick him right to voicemail, he knows, uh-oh, she was live when I called. Yes, I was. So there you have it. I need more black paint. Thank you for sprinkling, Miss Tracy. Hello, hello, and welcome. All right, I think I got the comments up. Yay, Heather's at work. Heather, I usually drop Landon off. Oh, shoot, he's at school today. He's at school today, so I won't be, it won't have to do with football, but I will come see you before the end of the day. I was just thinking, oh my goodness, I'm so mixed up. When they're on the, you know, our kids are, and Heather knows this because her kids are in the same school district, but our school district is doing a hybrid. So my kids go to school 2 days or 3 days a week. They have 2 different schedules. And so half of the class is there 2 days a week and the other half goes in 3 days a week, and they alternate every other week with which, if they have 2 or 3 days. So they were home yesterday. So they're at school today, which means I don't have to leave the house right at 2 o'clock. He likes to get to football around 3. So I don't have to do that today, but I will go see you. I will come see you, Heather, because I think I'll be able to get that figured out by the end of the day. And I got to drop off. I've got all kinds of packages to drop off to people at the UPS and the post office. I've been busy today. All right. What's everybody up to? What are you guys all doing? Where are you? What are you doing? What's the weather like? It's cooler now. Gosh, it's cooling off here in North Dakota. It's getting cooler. I've been freezing today, and I don't want to turn the heat on because it's normally cooler in the morning and then it's been warming up in the afternoons. And I don't feel like it's warming up today. I'm just cold, and I normally run cold. That's just me. Okay, listen, I had all this paint on my hand, and I know that I fixed my hair, so I probably have black paint on my ears or something. I'm gonna have to move this along because it's taking its sweet time, probably because it's so darn cold in here. So what is everybody up to? Thank you, Kathy, for sprinkling. Thank you, thank you. Hey, you guys, if anybody doesn't have a catalog, please comment catalog. If you need an autumn, winter, or fall, winter catalog, I still have some that I can give away. I usually choose one name, but if there's just 1 or 2 of you that need one, I certainly will send it to more than one. I just can't do more than a few. So you comment and let me know catalog, and I will send you. It's a gorgeous book, you guys. Here's the cover. It's so pretty. They do such a beautiful job with the photography. And it's so nice. I think I'm still old school. I like to have the book in my hand. I want to flip through pages. I like the feel of having the book. That's just me. Listen, I want this to be very rustic looking, and chalk paints and acrylic paints are really good for that because they have a matte finish. So you can see that's very matte, and I love that look. I am going to just touch up a couple of spots. Now, listen, generally, when you are chalking over a surface, we're going to chalk on top of this with, I'm going to use the mini buffalo plaid on the big pumpkin. And because there's so much chalk that's going to go on there with the mini buffalo plaid, your black on, you know, your base color, whatever you choose that you're going to paint, it doesn't really need to be perfect because you're going to chalk all over that anyway. This one, I am going to put this on it. Oh, I had to test it and make sure it would fit. I'm going to do the Stay Cozy. So I pulled it off its backing and tested it to make sure it fit. It's going to fit perfectly, and it's going to be stinking adorable. So this one, I do want to have a pretty good paint job because I'm just going to put the words on top of that. The other one's going to have the full pattern in the frost, and so it's probably not, there's not as much pressure on that big pumpkin for the paint to be just right. This one needs to be right. So I'm going to put a nice thick second coat on here. Kathy's making masks in Wisconsin, and it's cool and 55 degrees. Well, aren't you just a love? Aren't you a love doing that? I mean, I suppose you're making them available to whoever. I said to my in-laws, so we, was it Labor Day weekend? I don't remember. It might have been Labor Day weekend. We went to Minnesota. It's the first trip we've taken since COVID. Really, it is. We were invited to go hang out in Minnesota at my in-laws' cabin. They have a place on a lake, and so we all went. It was really nice. It was the first time that my husband's side of the family has been together, all of them, in a couple of years. So it was really nice to do that. But when we went through Minnesota, we stopped at a gas station. We all put our masks on and went in the gas station to go to the restroom. And I noticed that the gas stations in Minnesota, like, they have all the supplies that you needed were there at the gas station. They have masks, they have hand sanitizers of a variety, like the wipes, they had the liquids, they have the sprays. I was shocked because I wasn't seeing that in North Dakota, although I usually don't stop. Like, I don't go in the gas station. I usually just fill up and leave. So maybe they were available, but I was just amazed at how many masks and supplies they had available at the gas stations there. We stopped, you know, on the way there and on the way back. And I found that very interesting. So listen, masks, whoever knew there was going to be such a market for masks, right? And there are some really cute ones out there now. Thank you, Miss Donna, for sprinkling. Thank you, thank you. We're up to 19 viewers. I know. Pat says, I wish they did a catalog for the new items. They don't make a printed catalog available to designers for the holiday suite. So that was the recent release of 27 new items, including those little reindeer cutouts. They didn't give us a print catalog. That's just the way they do it. You can see it online, but you can't get a printed version. So I get bummed about that too. But it's such a short amount of time, Pat. We can muster our way through. Oh, Kathy says I'd rather be doing my crafts. Oh, well, I'm glad I can keep you company, right? I'm glad we can all keep each other company. Okay, so now I have to figure. This is not a new transfer. This is a size D transfer, actually. I gave you guys the link in the description of the video. This is a size D that I have cut down. It's the mini buffalo plaid. We also have the regular buffalo plaid, which has much bigger checks. But this one is not new. So because there's so much silk screen, it's not as sticky as this one, which is brand new and extremely sticky. So I need to make sure to fuzz my brand new one especially. And then I have to decide, do I want to put some kind of top coat on here before I put the transfer on? Now listen, you just saw me. I used the same exact paint on both of these pumpkins. I used Apple Barrel Black. Really an inexpensive paint. It's very thin, so sometimes you do have to do 2 coats. It's because it's, you know, a less expensive paint, right? So that's all fine and dandy. I'm just going to touch this up while I'm chatting with you. That's all fine and dandy. But what I want to talk you through, when you're doing your own projects and you get to this point, I have an older transfer that's been used a bunch of times, and it has more silk screen than this one, which is a new transfer. So very, very sticky, not very sticky. Okay, they get less sticky the more you use them. When they're very, very sticky, you risk the chance of your paint coming up on the transfer, depending on the surface that you're on. It depends on the paint that you've used. How long has the paint cured or, you know, dried? Is it fully dried? So all of those are things that you need to think about before you go in with your transfers onto the surface that you're going to chalk on. Now, I'm really confident that I'll be able to put this one down and not pull up any of the acrylic paint. This one, I'm not so sure. This one has a lot more adhesive and it's a brand new transfer. So the safest bet that you have is to put some kind of top coat. Hey, is somebody asking to be part of this? I think that somebody's requesting to join. Guest requests. Robin, allow your viewers to request to join you. Miss Robin, you talk to me, girl. You tell me why you want to join me, and maybe I'll even let you on here. I didn't even know that that was an option anymore on Facebook. That is so cool. It said, Robin requests to join your live. That used to be a feature, and they took it away. But now it's back. So Robin, talk to me. Okay, so back to this. If you want to be completely sure that this paint is not going to come up when you pull up, especially a brand new transfer, even if you fuzz it, you want to probably put a top coat. You can put a spray top coat and wait it for it to dry. You could use Mod Podge. I'm going to use the wax that Couture made available. This is kind of a new product. It's surface wax. It comes in a tin, really easy to use because it has a big wide mouth. It twists off, so your lid's not going to fall off while it's in your little bag. I opened this one the end of July, and I still have plenty left. You don't need a huge vat of wax. You just really don't. I'm looking for my shop towels. So I'm going to grab a shop towel. I am going to put a coat of wax on this to protect the paint from coming up. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I talk you guys through this so that if you are crafting on your own, and you're creating, or whether you're new to Couture or if you are experienced, I kind of talk you guys through this stuff because I think it's helpful so that you have the most success possible. I'll sometimes have people message me and say, oh my word, this is what happened. I don't know what I did wrong. And there's so much to talk about. Like I said, there are so many variables. What kind of paint did you use? How long did the paint sit? Did it cure up on the cutout, or did you put your transfer on it right away? These are all really good questions to ask and things to think about while you're crafting. I'm putting, now listen, I have wax brushes that I could be using for this. I always just use either a clean rag or a shop towel to apply the wax. And you could say, okay, Grace, well, maybe you don't need to wax the big one because you're really confident that your transfer is not going to stick to it too strongly. Just wax the little one. The problem with that I see, not a problem, it's just you got to think through. What do you want? What's your end goal here? The challenge with that, look at very little paint is coming up with my wax. The challenge with that I want you to think through is then if you wax one and you don't wax the other, are they going to have a different look, a different sheen to them? And if you want them to be a matching set, like you're going to put them next to each other in your living room or something, you want them to look the same. All right, so I have all that wax on there. I'm going through and I'm just rubbing off the excess is kind of what I want to do right now. And you can see very, very little of my black paint is coming up, which is good. That's what we want. If you don't want to run through a lot of, I use the shop towels, those blue shop towels that you get at the automotive section at, that's where I get them at the Walmart. You can use, old t-shirts are great because they have like no lint. And they definitely are more sturdy, so and you could wash them. I don't normally wash them because they have wax and I don't want that going through my washing machine. I usually just throw them in the garbage when I'm done with them. But you do want to wipe off any of the excess wax. You don't want to have extra wax on here. Okay, so you see I'm doing it all in the same direction. I'm not doing little circles. I'm doing it all in the same direction. All right, we got that one done. Let's move over to this guy. I can use this to apply. And if you have wax brushes, they would work beautifully with this wax. The wax is nice and soft. It's really easy to get out of the tin. It's not hard to work with. I used to use, I have like Annie Sloan wax, I have CC Caldwell wax, and I have Min wax, furniture paste. And most often, before Couture came out with the revamped wax, most often I was using the Min wax, and it works beautifully. Just make sure if you're going to purchase a wax, if you're not going to use the Couture stuff, which is clear, you can see it's a clear wax. If you're not going to use the Couture stuff, guys, make sure that you get a clear wax. The Min wax comes in a couple of different colors, and it's a furniture wax, so it's meant to go on like wood furniture. And so it has like, you can get it with like an amber tone to it, so it looks kind of amber. It has a nice, beautiful amber tone to it, but you don't want that, you don't want brown on top of your black probably. Or if you have a white project, you don't want it getting yellowed by the amber. So make sure you read the container if you're gonna buy a different brand, or just get this wax. You don't use a ton of it. It's going to last you a long time, and it is really beautiful and easy to work with. Okay, I'm going to throw that out, and I'm going to wipe off excess with this. Easy breezy. See how easy that is? So the only thing I would say, if you have wax on something like this, on one of your projects, same applies for furniture. Wax takes a while to cure too. So make sure that you don't put it on top of like a heat register. Okay, don't put it on a heat register. Don't put it near anything that's heat, like a heat source, because you don't want it to melt on you. Okay, it's wax, and now you have a waxy coat on top of your pumpkin, which is protecting your pumpkin. It's protecting your paint that you just put on there. I'm just giving it another quick. The longer it takes to, the longer it dries. If you've I used to wax furniture all the time when I painted furniture. After it's dry, you can come back in and you wipe it again, and it gets this gorgeous sheen to it. It's just beautiful. So Barbara is claiming these. Barb, tell me, do you want the sides of your pumpkins to be black? I usually leave them white, but you tell me if you want them black or not. Since you're here and you're claiming it, I appreciate it. I do too. Samantha says, I love this new wax versus the chapstick wax, right? The before this came out, before the tins came out, which are so easy to work with, the wax came in like, it looked like a little chapstick tube, and you would turn it out and take what you needed, and it just did not work well. Many of us did not like it, so we are really happy that Couture listened to us and they came out with a new tin of wax. Okay, Barb says she likes them the way they are now. Awesome. That's the way I like them too, Barb. Good taste. All right, we're going to go in with Shimmer Frost. Let me put away some of the extra things that we don't need. I'm going to start with the buffalo plaid on the big one. I'm going to leave the top black. That's going to be our stem. I'm going to leave it black. Let me put aside. We don't need the catalog. We don't need this. I get rid of everything that we don't need. I don't need things falling on me. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So the one thing I'll say is just watch your edges to make sure that you get them fully covered. You know, make sure that you have full coverage on them. And I want the stem to be left alone. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little piece of painter's tape, because I don't want to hit the stem. Taking a little piece of painter's tape, and I'm going to tape off the edge here, so I have a straight edge right at the base of the stem, and it's going to protect the stem from getting any shimmer frost on it. Okay, we're going in with Shimmer Frost. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's the frosty white color that we have, and I think it's going to look really pretty with this. I'm going to grab a small. Here's the extra small, the mini squeegee that I love so much, but I'm going to use the small one because it's a bigger surface. I don't know this. How wide is this thing? It's about 7 inches, 6 3/4 inches wide, and the pumpkin is about 10 inches tall. So it's not little. Checking comments again. All right, here we go. The shimmer pastes, all of them, which I told you, some of them are coming back in stock this afternoon. They are just so easy to work with, you guys. They have such a beautiful texture to them. They're just really easy to spread. Oh, I just love them. I really hope that they are listening as we're telling them how much we love these shimmers. I hope that they're listening and planning on formulating more colors. Like, I would love a purple. I would love a pink. I would love a yellow for Easter, a shimmer yellow. Oh, wouldn't that be pretty? Like a light green. I have all kinds of wishes on my wish list for frosts. And I know some of you, the frost is a little more expensive, but I'm telling you, it is so worth it. It does not dry out like the basic colors, number one. It's really easy to spread, and it just looks amazing. Who doesn't need some shimmer in their life, right? I can't even see where the edge is. There it is. Because my my mat is dark under there, I couldn't see where the edge of the pumpkin was. And the other thing with the shimmers, you don't really have to rush through your project because, oh, I missed the bottom here. Because it's a wetter formula, it just stays wet longer. Okay, do your best to pick up any excess. Oh, I missed a spot right here. I missed the edges. I want to make sure I get all the edges here. You can see where there's an extra line. That's my edge right there. I want to make sure you don't miss any part. Now, I probably will end up, we'll see what these look like. I usually end up doing a little distressing anyway because I like that look. All right, here we go. All right, so maybe I should take this off first. Put that aside, and then we'll pull this up. Ooh, it's so cute. Oh, it's so cute. I love it. I love it. Okay, I get so excited, you guys. I'll put this aside. I'll just clean this with water and a soft rag later. Check that out. Look at that. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to catch that shimmer. I don't have the light very bright today. That is darling. Really, really cute. All right, now we're going to go over here and same color. I'm going to use the same color, so they're going to be pretty monochromatic. And then I'm going to put some ribbon on, and Barbara, you can pick. I have a few chosen ribbons that we could use, or greenery, and you're going to get to choose. Oh, I better put this aside because it just hit my finger, and I don't want to muck it up at all. You can choose whether you want green, what color do you want for your ribbons for on top of this. This is really hard to see because of the dark background. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab the box for the pumpkins. I'm gonna put it underneath here. Now I have a very bright white and I can see, now I can see better. I have a nice shadow. I can see right through the transfer to see where the pumpkin edges are, and I want to make sure I'm pretty even. So it's going to say stay cozy. I actually want to go a little bit lower. It's going to say stay cozy, which I think is perfect. It'll take you all the way through. Like, you can have these up, to me, you could have these up all the way until Christmas, and then I think after Christmas, while it's still cool out, this could be up, the little pumpkins, depending on what kind of style you have in your home. Right? Because pumpkins, I'm looking at this, how even I am. I really am even. But the Y, because it comes up way up here, it looks closer to the edge than the S does. But down here, we're completely even. So I wanted to make sure before I went ahead and did it, that I was truly even. Using the same squeegee. You want to get all your excess. Don't let it go to waste. Pick it back up. You can put it back in your pot or use it for another project later on. This is a fun font. It's kind of modern looking. And it's very basic, like it would go with any style. All right, we're going to take the excess and start scraping it back into the pot. Cuteness. This makes like DIY home decor or gift giving or just creating fun things for yourself. It makes it so easy, you guys. It almost looks silver, this Shimmer Frost. Oh, where did I put my backing? Let me put that back on there. It almost looks like a silver color. Look at how cute. Look at. So I'm going to blow dry these to make sure that they really stay dry, but aren't they adorable? Oh my gosh, I really like that. So the size A transfers on the little pumpkin in the set. The size A transfers, some of them really fit. I was going to use, let me see if I can show you. I was going to use the one that says give thanks with the pumpkin, but it's out of stock right now. So I wanted to show you and showcase things that you can get your hands on if you want them. Hi, Miss Roseanne. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I'm so glad, Barb. I'm glad you love them. I'm going to show you here in a second. I have a bunch of different things chosen that we could use. I have a bunch of ribbons. This one's kind of sparkly. And I think that this one is like a mesh. So I'm going to open it and we're going to look at it. Because that one would be really wide. I also have like just thin black that I could mix with the silver, the white and silver. I have little greenery. I have these like wired greenery. I have this one. And I have this, which is not wired. It's like jute rope, but it has little leaves on it and it's super cute. So I have a few different things pulled out. I'm gonna put some kind of ribbon on it. And of course, Barb, when you get it, if you wanna change it out and put an orange ribbon or something different, you totally can. I like how these are very monochromatic. I thought I had, I'm looking at my ribbon across the room. Just hang tight, because I thought I had. Now, let me tell you something. When you're drying your paste that you just put on the top, I'm using my hair dryer, but use it with a cool setting because you want the air. You do not want the heat. The heat will warm up your wax that you just put on and make it goopy. So do not heat up the wax. Just a warning, just a word to the wise. Do not heat up your wax. I'm looking over here. Just give me a second. I am looking for, I thought I had a really skinny burlap ribbon. And if I do, I think that would be incredibly cute on here. I do. Oh, no, not that one. Oh, no, wrong one. Hold on. Where are you? Can you guys hear me rummaging through all my bins of ribbon, and more ribbon? Sorry. I get so excited. Oh man, I can't find it. I did find this though. This is really pretty. The Ribbon Boutique. Let's see what this one looks like. It has, I think it has little flowers on it. That wouldn't be appropriate. I'll pull a little, oh gosh, it's cute though. Maybe that would be against the black, and it has like a shimmer to it. Oh, that is super pretty. It does have a shimmer to it. So I have that one. And I do have these, but let me see if I have, oh, I do. I have silver. I have this thin silver too. That might be appropriate. So let's just play. I'm just going to tie it. I'm just going to tie. So let me just see. We'll just see what these things look like. I know when I put the camera down on the project, you guys, I can see that my head is cut off. I look like the headless horseman over here. So we're not all about that. We don't want to look. Okay, I'm not gonna cut it off yet. I'm just gonna tie this and see if Barb likes the jute, or maybe you want something shimmery. I think I want, I'm not sure that I like the jute. We got this shimmer frost, so maybe we need something shimmery. Shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. Let's try this one. Oh my gosh, is that pretty? And it's really thin, so maybe I could mix that with a little bit of this thin black. When you you start collecting, do you guys have ribbon? Are you fans of ribbon? Let me just ask you, do you have loads of ribbon? I love ribbon. I love ribbon. I love playing with it. I love using it. I think it adds so much to projects for sure. So I have all kinds of ribbon. I have skinny ribbons. I have wide ribbons. I have ribbons that are fabrics. I love the sheer ones. I really love the sheer ones. If I did a piece of black and a piece of this really pretty, these two together, that might be the right combination. Let's see. I'm going to try to tie it, although this stem on the little pumpkin is really, really stumpy. I don't know what. It's short. It's really short. So it is a little bit of a challenge, to be honest with you, to tie this on here. So I may end up just making a little bow and tacking it on the front, because it's not doing it's any good here. Even the thin ribbon tied on. Let's see. It's just really hard to tie it on. Okay, I really love the look of this ribbon on here. I'm trying to make it stay down low. It wants to inch up on there. I might have to use a little glue dot. Okay, I have to even it out, but Barb, check that out. I see it won't stay on, you guys. It won't stay on. I think I'm gonna have to do the tiniest little bow. Let's see if I can do it. And tie it on there. Brenda says I have ribbon overload. I just need to use it. I think ribbon is such an easy and fun way to embellish things. It just is so fun. And because there's like a gazillion options for colors and sizes and all that jazz, it's even more fun, I think. I think it just makes it like the possibilities are just endless. Okay, I have this tiniest little bow, which is really cute actually. Let's see if I can get this to work right. I really feel like, honestly, it's cute. I feel like I need, it's so small, I feel like I need more ribbon. I'm gonna make the tiniest little messy bow you've ever seen, and I'm going to use this with it. Barb, I'm working for you here, girlfriend. I'm working because I want this to be as cute as these stinking pumpkins. I cannot get the tape off of this wheel of ribbon. Oh, there we go. All right, this ribbon, it's just a skinny shimmer ribbon. So I'm gonna cut a length of that too. We're gonna use a length of that. Okay, I'm gonna make the tiniest little messy bow you've ever seen. We're gonna start all over again. We're gonna start with this in the back, this really pretty one. Come on. Play nice. I'm gonna leave this one longer. I can always cut it back later. Let's cut this one in half. Making a messy bow. I'm doing a messy bow, girls. We're going with the messy bow. And when I make a messy bow, I kind of do want it to be a little substantial. This part got trashed by the tape. So I'm cutting these rather long so that they're easier to work with. Then when I've got it on the pumpkin, I can adjust it. I can give it a little, I call it, give it a little haircut. I'm going to use another length of this the skinny silver to tie this all together. I usually tie it from the front to the back. This ribbon, a lot of ribbons have a front and a back. This ribbon looks the same exact way on both sides, so it doesn't even matter which way you have it when you tie it, or on your bows. Some of them, it does matter. Like, it doesn't look right if you have it on the back side, of course. This one, it doesn't matter, which is a benefit. Uh-oh, stay where you are, Miss White ribbon, stay where you are. Okay. It's so tiny. I've never made such a little bow. All right, there we go. I tied it off tight and it curled up. There we go. Now, I want to tie it one more time. Be patient with me, girls. I have a plan here, I promise. I'm going to tie it one more time because I don't want it to come apart. So I'm going to tie it like I'm putting a knot on there. Now listen, because I use the same silver, it just blends in with the rest of it. It's really too long, but it's okay. I'm going to grab these tails so that I know what I can work with and what I can adjust and what I can't adjust. So that's a tail and that's a tail. Okay, so now this is what I have. And it's far too long, but it's okay. I promise I'm gonna make adjustments here. I may be able to, back to the pumpkin. Now you can hot glue this on here, you guys, or I don't like to use hot glue because I don't want to damage the surface. So I'm gonna use one of my little glue dots to hold it in place, and I'm going to trim it up so that it, I don't know, maybe it is not too long. I'm not going to trim it until I get it on there because I don't want to cut it too small. This one is part of the tail and it's getting in my way. So I'm just gonna make it smaller. Oh wait, no, this might not be too big. It might not be too big. Let's get it on here and you'll see. You shall see in a minute here. I'm going to try to cut this glue dot in half. It worked. I have a half inch glue dot right there. Perfect. Half of a half inch. I'm going to stick it to the back of the bow while it's still on its paper, and then I pull the paper off. That goes in the garbage. Look at how cute. That was the way to go. That was the way to go. It's easier than tying it around the pumpkins. I'm just going to trim these up a little bit, and I'm going to trim them at an angle, which is super cute. I'm going to trim that guy. Uh-oh. Didn't get trimmed. It only partially got trimmed. I think I need new scissors is what's happening there. I think I need new scissors. Okay, what happened to this guy? Where are the rest of you? Hold on, hold on. I'm trying to save this one from coming loose. I am really struggling with this guy today. Come on, don't be a jerk. I cannot be the only woman in the world who talks to her craft projects, am I? I'm trying to find the other end of this black ribbon so I can make it, so I can even it out. I'm being very fussy about it. I know. That's not it. Oh, you little stinker. Where are you? There he is. I found him. I found him. I found him. See, you're not the boss of me. I was being very fussy about it. I still have my glue dot in place. I think it's going to be just fine. There we go. These glue dots are really perfect for this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now listen, Barb, when you get this, this is probably going to get all mucked up in the mail. I'll wrap it in tissue paper. And I'm going to wrap it so that it gets sent nicely, but you can monkey with that and adjust it. You can even cut them back if you want them a little shorter. I like them long though. I think that's super cute. Let's do the same thing to this guy. Although I'm going to check on this bigger ribbon and see. I haven't opened it yet. So let's see. I think it's mesh, so it should easily get reduced down to a smaller size if it's mesh. I think it's like a mesh lace, but it's got sparkle in it. And we all love a good sparkle. Oh yeah, look, it's lace, but it has like, that could be pretty on here. I'm gonna try to make this one work because it's just beautiful. Let's try to put just a little bit of this on the background of this one. Same thing, I'm gonna make a messy bow, but I'm gonna put that in the background. It's perfect, Barbara says. Yay, I'm glad you love it. I'm glad you love it. I'm so glad. I got ribbon everywhere. It's all good. I think because I'm using that wide one, I'm not going to need to use that other shimmer, but let's see. I may need to grab another black. Hold on a second. Because this one's too thin. Or here's what I can do. This one's too wide compared to the other ones. I'm going to cut this one in half this way. It's about 1.5 inches wide, and it's too wide for this project. So I cut it in half long ways, so now I have 2 skinnier ones. Make it work. We're gonna make it work, girls. We tell the project, you are not the boss of me. I'm debating whether I should put that in there too. Yes, we should, because it's fabulous, that ribbon. We are gonna put just a tish of that too. You're getting all kinds of ribbon in your project, Miss Barbara. I love doing these projects for you guys, particularly because they're for Watts of Love. It makes it so special. Okay, and this one is the final one, which I think it all matches perfectly. So we're gonna have this silver one on the front. This one's gonna be very bright. Lots of shimmer. All right, I have 4 layers. This one's gonna be even bigger, but we have a bigger pumpkin, so there's room for bigger. It's like, it reminds me of when you had big hair back in the 80s. Going to high school. Well, we did anyway. I don't know about you guys, but I went to an all-girls Catholic high school, and I was the only girl. No, well, Maria and me, that we were the only 2 girls in the whole, I mean, it was a small school. Like, I think I graduated with like 35 or 40 girls. I don't know what it was. But we were the only 2 who had, like, my hair has been this way since forever. There was a time when I went to college where I went through the Aquanet phase, the Aquanet hairspray. But in high school, my hair was always very, very plain. Could call it classic now. All right, look it. So we have added to this one that thicker, Yep, the thicker one, that thicker ribbon. So you can see it right here. This is the one that we added. It's really pretty. And then we have all these other thin ones just kind of flying all over the place. That's why we call it a messy bow. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna use the other half of that. I'm gonna use the other half of that glue dot to hold this to the project. Where is it? Did I lose it? Did I lose it? Hold on. Yeah, I lost it. I don't know where it went. All right, we'll just get a new one out. It's not a problem. This one's bigger. I could use a whole glue dot. Oh, look at this. This one has the white. So much shimmer here. It's fantastic. And the black, because it's black, it's not like over the top shimmer. It's the black with the frosted, shimmer frost paste on top of it. It's not too over the top. I'm trying to get that bow just right. Oh, goodness me. Oh, it's really, she needs some Aquanet to control her hair. That's what's going on right there. Barb, I'm going to, when I send these to you, my dear, I'm going to send them to you with a few extra glue dots. I'm going to include a few extra glue dots. That way, if in the mail, if the glue dot gets unstuck and your bow falls off, you'll have a couple of extra glue dots. How cute, how cute, how cute for Watts of Love are these two. So I used the pumpkin cutouts. They come in a box. You get 2 of them. You'll find these on the chalk site. I used the Shimmer Frost paste that I have. This is coming back in stock today at 4. I used the Stay Cozy, which is a size A transfer. And I used the Buffalo Plaid, the mini Buffalo Plaid. We have 2 different ones. This one's the mini Buffalo Plaid, and that's a size D transfer. I just cut mine, and I cut it in quarters, actually. I cut it in half twice, so it's a quarter of that transfer because it's a rather large one. And then I just, various ribbons that I had on hand to create the little messy bow. And there you have it, a really cute, modern pumpkin set for the fall. Thank you, Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara's claiming it. Thank you, thank you. Oh, she says, oh, wow, I love them both. Barbara, I think I'm going to spray a top coat on both of these. Just, I'll do a matte top coat over them, just so that you're, especially in the mailing them out to you, so that the chalk paste doesn't get scratched off there, okay? And then I will send you some instructions, Miss Barbara. Why don't you private message me, and I will send back to you some instructions on how to make that donation, okay? That would be awesome. I really appreciate you for doing that. And thank you guys for being here. Thank you for sprinkling. Did anybody say that they needed or wanted a catalog? I'm so glad you love them. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Let's see. Ribbon overload. I love that comment, Brenda. Which ribbon? Barbara, I just saw your comment that said you're not crazy about that first ribbon. But after that, you said you love both of them. So I hope I redeemed myself. Oh, Barb, thank you. She says, I love it all, Grace. I've really never not liked anything that you've created. That is really sweet of you. Thank you for saying that. That's really encouraging words to hear. Dana, I do too. The pumpkins are just so darling. And they will be here. They're still in stock and they'll be here. I have a couple of sets. If for some reason, if they go out of stock, let me know. If anything ever goes out of stock and you need, to check, you can check with me. If I have extras on hand, I don't mind at all letting go of them. That's the whole purpose of having them. Oh, it was the green one she wasn't crazy about. Yeah, I wasn't either. It was too plain. We needed a little razzle dazzle. We needed some razzle dazzle bows on this set. Okay, all right, you guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for sprinkling. If you're catching the replay, please let me know that you're doing that. I love to go back and welcome. I go back like for a couple of days after the live broadcast, I'll go back and watch the recording or look at the comments for questions, look for people who are introducing themselves as new so I can give you an awfully warm welcome to the Comfy Nest. And also, if you say that you're catching the replay, it lets me know that you watched it later and I can thank you for that. So I'll do that later. If anybody has any questions that are more dire than waiting for me to come into that comment section, you can always private message me. Feel welcome to do that anytime. Okay, you guys, have a beautiful, blessed Wednesday. Lots of love Wednesday. Spread the love, sprinkle it out there. And I will catch up with you guys next time. Take care.